Probably you. Who else was gonna do?
I alone manage OBS, so
Well,
therefore
now I'm hearing
now
audio.
we're hearing things. Excellent.
Uh,
Should I?
yeah.
I don't want to like run around in Discord servers being like I'm live, cause it's like I haven't been active in the communities, lately. So I don't want to just be like, "Hey, here's my link."
I understand that. You could also just do it, in a polite way, just saying, "Hey, I'm live doing this talk, and just if you want to pop through, come through. You don't have to,
Sorry, I wanted to
but
tell you the
we
silver
appreciate you."
lining of me stubbing my goddamn toe on my computer tower. However, now I know I need to clip my toenails because they're long.
I'll admit, I'm not the. Oh God. Well, I already opened up that kind of worm, so like sometimes I'm not the best at that either, because like for my job, I'm like wearing boots all the time.
Ah,
So sometimes I don't even notice until I look at my feet and I'm like, whoa, dude, like
damn, they grow so
get,
fast.
get your life together, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm like this close to just clipping them like live, but I won't. I
yeah,
won't.
don't do that. I mean, you
I
can.
could.
It's
I
your show.
could. I mean, if
It's your
if
show.
if
You
if
do it.
Yukoku Roberu can go pee live, I mean, honestly. Here you go. I took down the screen. Did you hear about that? Do you keep up with Hollow Stars and the VTuber stuff?
I have no idea what any of that is.
Would you like to know? Hello, Croc. Would you like to know what it is?
Sure. I mean, I know what I guess VTubing isn't that where like you have a like a virtual avatar instead of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I know that's been becoming more popular lately.
yeah, and so there is a company, Hollow Stars, that does a bunch of idol-based ones. So someone does the art, someone's an actor for it, and all that
Oh,
stuff.
wow. So it's like
And
a whole
yeah.
production
hmm
team.
So like Roboru was trending because of the whole like "Are you winning, son?" meme or something like that. Oh no, it was because of Among Us, and he's just like cafeteria. When they were asking him like, "What? Where? Where's the?"
Yeah.
Yes, you understand the memes. I have to explain it for everyone who does not play Among Us. Among Us is a social deduction game in the style of Epic Mafia, Werewolf, whatever you want to call it, but you have to do
Yep.
tasks on top of it. That said, Code Miko. Oh, Croc's talking about Code Miko, who's one of like the biggest English VTubers. Hollow
Okay.
Stars is like the Japanese side of it, right?
Yeah, a lot of the VTubers I've seen have been Japanese
Mm-hmm.
or like Japanese people who speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't really sat down and watched anyone. It's just mainly seen like, you know,
God, for all we fucking know,
clips and all that.
they could just be like anime otaku who are like, nah, they're not, they're not,
Who are
they're not.
just like, I'm gonna admit I've tried doing something like that once and it
Yeah.
was kind of cringy where I was only posting in Japanese online because the type of music I was making at the time, I
Uh-huh.
thought it would only be appreciated if people thought I was Japanese.
Yo!
And like,
Cultural appropriation!
no, it wasn't. It was. I mean, what? I don't know. It's just. It
Marketing!
was one. It was one of those things where like I wasn't really confident and sure of myself, and like looking back, it's like, dude, why would you do that?
I have a
Like,
video though
just
of
be
that. I
you.
have a
Come on,
video.
man.
I have a video of a Japanese teacher. He's black, and he, he does a recording, and they cut it and everything. But he's speaking so fluently, you're like, shit. And he was
Yeah.
talking about like, yeah, no, it's like it's us, the Western otaku, who are like learning Japanese
Hmm.
to the degree that like we can connect with the past because we know the history, because we're playing the games, consuming the content, looking for the sources.
Yeah. I've had a couple moments like that where something definitely changed my outlook, not even just on the world, but my own self-reflection. And like, I don't even know how to explain it. So let me just tell the story. Like, so back when I was learning Chinese, one of my teachers, Mr. Chun, I'll never forget that dude, super cool. He spoke, Chinese and then the English that he could. And then one day he told us he could also speak Spanish, and we were like, "What?" and I realized in my mind that it had never even occurred to me that that was a thing, you know? Like, I didn't actively think like, "Oh, Chinese people from China can only speak Chinese and, whatever English they can," but, like, it just didn't even.
It's because of how many regional dialects there are in China and how they're all pretty much mutually unintelligible.
Well, not no, not even that, it was just the fact that I hadn't even considered that somebody from China could speak Spanish. Like, I don't think that was from a racial thing, it was more so, like, I hadn't really been
That's how far along they are.
around the world that much. I hadn't
Yeah,
been around the world that much to, like, even understand how connected it all is, so when he was speaking Spanish, I was just like, "Hey, dude, you're kinda jacked up, like, why should it surprise you that someone speaks Spanish? I mean, you're from an area
yeah,
where Spanish is widely spoken, so why is it, like, tripping you out that this person speaks Spanish?"
I've picked up un poquito from Cancun.
I I picked up a little bit just from, because I mean, I'm originally from San Diego. So, like, if you're
Mm.
from San Diego and you don't pick up any at all, like, what are you even doing?
Have you been to La Jolla?
Of course I have, yeah.
Because I remember my family went to La Jolla when I was like a kid.
Mhm.
That was where I picked up my second pair of earrings.
Hey,
But go on.
that's I don't know, that's all I had to say about that.
No, but I mean that's the thing though. We don't realize what a cultural melting pot we're in and how
Mhm.
what we hear. If you can hear those sounds, then you have access to all the languages.
That is true, and I'm not gonna lie, learning Chinese was, like, very hard, but it was also one of the best
Hi
experiences of my
Noah.
life because it was like, not only did I jump into something I thought was super difficult and that I could never do and learn it more or less, but it's just like, wow, okay, so if I can do this, if I really put my mind to it, then what else can I do if I really put my mind to it, you know?
Yeah, it's a complete misunderstanding that you can only learn language when you're little. Because
I'd say I actually have a theory about that. I think it's easier to learn language when you're little because you're allowed to make mistakes more.
yeah.
You're allowed to apply it to all facets of your life,
Mhm.
and you don't have other things to compare it to. Like, for example, let's see. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of words right now. Like, so in English, we call it tea, and then in Mandarin, you call it cha. But when you're a kid, like, you look at the tea and it's just always been cha or it's always been tea. You don't really have those things concrete in your mind yet. So when you get older and stuff and you've been calling something tea for 40 years and now you have to call it something else, it's a lot harder to break that than when you're a kid and you're still very flexible to learning anything and everything, going on in your world.
I mean, you can go further than that because, in Japanese, matcha, genmaicha,
Mhm.
all the chas.
Yep. Ocha,
Hello,
kocha.
hello, Dakota, I see you. We see you lurking. And Croc wants to learn traditional, and it's traditional is not too difficult to pick up. I'll teach you how I study it, and then that's the motor skills. Um, you're more literate than I am, just so you know. Like you can read it. I can't
Honestly,
read it.
I've lost most of it, and it's to the point where, like, I
Siktai
see
o
things and it's
mantai.
like I just know what they mean, but I don't know how to say it. Like,
Then you need to practice the pinyin, the pinyin.
yeah. Well, there's, like, some things where it's like, "Hey, these, characters, I know what they mean in Chinese and I know what they mean in Japanese, but I don't
I
know
mean,
how to
the
explain
the
that."
difference in them isn't that far because, like I was saying, you know how there's the lotus flower character that I use?
Yes.
Amamiya Ren. He
Yes,
uses the
yes,
kanji
yes,
for
yes,
lotus. Lien,
yes,
right?
yes,
Ren, Lien.
yes.
However,
Or Shin versus, Scene, like, stuff like that.
that
Or,
is
like, I'll see
the
characters where it's. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that Ren is the onyomi reading of that character.
Yeah, and I don't understand any of that. I'm just like, as
I can
long as
tell
I
it's
know what
very
it means,
easy. It's
I
very
don't
easy.
care.
It's very easy though, cause
Like when I was in high school, that's when I was trying to learn Japanese.
mm,
And then after my job made me learn Chinese,
mhm.
that's when like all my Japanese and Chinese just got mixed up and like the Japanese was more or less deleted. So whenever I see Japanese again, like the basic kana, hiragana, katakana, I can read that. But then every time I get to the kanji, my brain automatically
Look
switches
up
to
look up
Chinese.
the furigana. Look up the furigana.
No, I mean I know I can. It's just initially it was all a jumble.
Oh.
So like I'd be like Japanese, 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 Chinese, Japanese, Japanese, and like I still know what it means. Like I still know what it says, but if
Like, you know
somebody were to
visually
ask
what it is.
exactly, but if somebody were to say, "Hey, can you read this to me?" It's like,
Well, that's
I
why they read
can, but
books
it
out
might not
loud a
make any
lot.
sense to you, but it'll make sense to me. And like as long as I know what it means to me, I'm good. I don't care. I know this
See?
sign
See?
says
When you become a
don't step in here.
parent, when you read out loud for people, that is when you will learn to pronounce things. Or just
That
watch
is true.
anime. You know what I started
True.
doing? If you want to know how to say
But
maji de, sing it.
yeah, Majide.
What does that mean? What does maji mean?
I have Maji in what language? I don't know. I don't know what it means in English.
Japanese.
It does. Oh, Japanese.
Seriously?
I don't know. I have no idea. And
Oh.
I'm gonna start. I'm definitely gonna have to start learning again because I'm getting ready to move out
Wait,
there
did
soon.
you watch
So
dubs or subs? Have you never watched anime?
I have just let's see. I know back in high school and like the first couple of years of college, I did a lot, but the last I want to say the last decade or so, not too much.
I know what
There
it
are
is.
still a couple of things I have watched, and then when it comes to dub or sub, it just honestly all depends on what's available at the time.
I know what the disconnect is because a lot of people put dubbed anime on the background the way they just put on random shows to just have background noise. Now, if you're watching it subbed, you have to sit there and read the subtitles and hear the sounds.
Wait, what are we talking
I'm
about?
talking about anime, Japanese animation,
Yeah. Yes.
dubbed versus subbed,
It depends on the show, honestly. Like there are some shows that I prefer to watch subbed, but
hmm
then there are some that I prefer to watch dubbed.
hmm
And then there are some where it's just like I don't care whichever version I have available to me, that's what I'll watch it in. When it
Oh,
does come to live action though, live action I will always watch subbed no matter what the language is, because to me it's just a little weird when it's not animated, like when it's
wow,
actual real
Croc.
people. I like to see I just like to watch it in the language it was recorded in or whatever when it comes to live action. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I usually watch subbed anime. I grew up watching subbed anime, but I grew up watching or playing dubbed JRPGs.
Or sometimes I do both. Like I'll watch an episode subbed and then I'll watch an episode dubbed.
Right?
Like I don't know.
Yo, I think I actually
Sometimes I'll watch an
watched.
episode in another language if they have it just to see like
Mm-hmm.
how they do it,
Right.
yeah.
Like for example, have you ever heard of Sengoku Basara?
Nope.
Yeah. I watched
I'm
that.
super behind on the anime
Oh,
thing.
that's
Like
old. That's pretty old.
I couldn't tell you what it was. Let's see, what are things I've watched recently? I watched a little bit of Cells at Work. I'm
That
watching
one's good.
Attack on Titan.
There's
You
a
know what's funny? I
German
actually like
Naruto
the
opening. I'm sorry, I got really distracted by chat.
No, it's fine. It's fine. What else have I watched? I love Black Lagoon. I remember I watched that
Uh
on
huh.
my first deployment. That was fun. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I enjoyed that.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
deployment?
yes, I am in the Navy. Did I ever tell you that?
You never told me that. You only told me that you used to be in the video game thing with Joe.
Huh.
I never knew that you were once an active serviceman.
No, I still am.
You're still active!
I
Holy
still
crap! You don't have time for anime!
yeah, basically like I mainly watch it when I mean I'm on shore duty now, so I've had tons of time, but I've mainly watched it when I'm out to sea and it's like, oh well, there's not much else to do, so let me watch this show
Are you just like
and then go to
touring
bed.
or?
What do you mean?
I mean, how long does one have to serve with the Navy? I'm curious.
Uh, honestly, I like however long you want, really.
Oh,
Like when people have asked me, how long do you stay? How long do you plan on staying in? I always say as long as I need to be. Like, because at the time that I joined, I'll be honest, I definitely needed like, and this isn't me saying, hey, change your life, join the Navy. Like, this isn't me saying that. It's me saying that at the time that I did join, I definitely needed that. And it's definitely helped me to do a lot of things in my life. Like, no, don't get me wrong, there were definitely tons of sacrifices that come with that. But, it was just something good for me. Now, of course, eventually I'll be leaving and then, going on to the next thing or whatever. But it's just what I'm doing right now.
so that's how you ended over there.
Over where?
How you said work was sending you there.
Yeah, over where?
I don't
Oh,
know if you want
oh,
to disclose
oh,
that or not. That's why I'm
oh!
being
I
vague.
already did. I already did. Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the reason I'm going over there.
Is
So,
the Navy wants you in Japan?
yep. So I'll be over there for a little bit. Yep. But I
That's
mean, to me, it's kind of cool because it's like I've wanted to, live there for a little bit ever since, like, let's say, like 20 years ago. So, so it's like, hey, it's finally happening 20 years later. But I mean, later rather than never. So you all right there?
just thinking about how out of date the internet might be.
What do you mean?
So I remember I did a little bit of research into national hotline for Japan and whether or not they have a means for people who are hard of hearing. How do they access emergency services? This was all writing research, by the way, so I was just curious.
Oh, I I don't know. I'm not
I have no
sure.
idea either. I googled it and it's like there's no way, there's nothing, it's you have to call. You have to call. And I'm like, well, if you have to call and you're deaf, then I don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah. I mean,
So I guess assistive technology makes a difference, huh?
probably. I know if they have like a smartphone or something, I know there's assistive technology on those. So maybe if they called from one of those devices,
Can I be honest with you?
uh,
I do not know how
go
far
ahead.
assistive technology has come. I have no idea. Cause
I don't either, and that's only because I've never had to use it myself. So that's why I don't know anything about it, or at least not a lot. So
I didn't think I needed it, but because of hereditary conditions, I would really benefit from using them.
mm, talking about like eyesight.
Yeah, I think I mentioned how I found out that, you know, um it's in my family history and I can't see anything from like this far away. Like I have to
Oh,
scoot up all here and it's up to here and now I can read it. And this isn't even 12-point font. This is probably like
well,
36.
if it makes you feel any better, I am the same way. Like
We're
right
all
now,
nearsighted, right?
I'm maybe a foot and a half from my screen, and right now everything's blurry
Yeah,
from my
it's
screen.
just
Like
that's
now,
the
if I
corrective.
squint, I can read some things, but it's mostly because I already know what those things said.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Croc were to post new things in chat, I may or may not be able to read it, and that's like if I really squint and focus.
And
But
this
like,
is what I have to do when I'm anxious. I take my glasses off so that everything's blurry and I don't stress out.
oh, I
Thought of
I
it
never
that
knew
way.
that was a thing. Yeah.
I did it when I was in the psychiatric ward.
Uh, I think that happened to me once a while ago where I was feeling a certain type of way, and I was like, "Oh my god, is this anxiety? What? Like, is this what that is? Okay, that's new." Like, yeah.
It's
I
like,
don't know. This winter's been very depressing. Yeah.
yeah, talked to my therapist in 2016. I asked her, what's my diagnosis in your professional opinion? She said, I think you have chronic depression, and I think you also have generalized anxiety disorder. I was like, okay, I'll run with that. I'll see how far I get with that. So I
I
get it.
think I think something that's interesting is like sometimes you have the older generations who are like, why is everybody anxious and depressed and all these mental things going on that just supposedly came out of nowhere and
Right.
this and that. And I've always thought it's because our generation kind of wait, actually I have no idea what age you are.
You want to guess? I won't be
Do I
offended.
want to
I won't be
guess?
offended.
Honestly, like let's see. Using context clues, I want to say at least 25.
Yes, you're correct on that front. Let me give you a little more
Okay.
context. When
Okay.
my godmother was carded at 40 years old, I laughed so hard.
Are
About
you 40? No, I know you're not 40. I know you're not 40.
I do have to carry my ID around. They'll be like, "Can you
Let's
drink?"
say let's say 29.
27.
Hey, I was close.
Hey!
I
Binary
see.
search.
I was like, I was on both ends, equal length. Yep.
You kind of like figured out the mean.
Croc said you are the same age as they are.
Now we know how old you are. Boom. That is what we call
Ooh,
what is it? Social engineering.
ooh, you've just been engineered.
I'm sorry. I looked into cybersecurity a while back and I was like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
interesting." Fun fact, if you create a password 12 characters long and
Mm-hmm.
use letters and numbers and symbols,
Mm-hmm.
you literally cannot brute force through that.
Let's see, how long is my password? Let me see. My password is 16 characters and it is a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols.
You're fine. You're fine. They won't get you. But for everybody who has password, oof.
Yeah. Or username admin, password admin.
That is the first thing kids will try. That is how you test software.
Yep. Speaking of the generational thing though, something
Mhm.
I've been seeing a lot recently that like it doesn't like bother me, but it definitely makes me roll my eyes is I find that when it comes to millennials and Gen Z, we're often pitted against each other
Even
when
though we kind of vibe really closely.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like we more or less get along with each other. Like I think this is like the first generational maybe it's not. I don't know because I only have, my perspective as a millennial,
Right.
but I think when it comes to our two generations like we really get along. I think we understand each other well. I think we more or less vibe, but then you always see these articles like, oh, 25 things millennials hate about Gen Z or 16 things Gen Z hates about millennials. And I'm just like, why are you trying to cause division between us? Like we don't care about that stuff. I
What
mean,
is this sensationalist clickbait?
yeah, like I mean, there have been a couple of things where I'll see like a post made by somebody from Gen Z who's like, "Oh, millennials be like," and then I just roll my eyes and keep it moving. I'm like, "Ah, okay, I don't care."
They
Like,
act like that because they're, you know what it is, all the Gen Z, they're tsundere, but then they realize how smart you are and they're just like, oh wait, you play the same video games I do? Wait, there's more games? Wait, there's games you can play on different consoles? Yo, this 9-year-old,
I don't
super
know.
smart.
I just refuse, especially when they're like super young. Like I'm talking like 10 to 15. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be bothered by somebody who still has to get parental permission for his shit. Like
Like, come on.
like don't do this, man. We're cool. Don't do this.
It's fine.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
Hello, hybrid! If anybody does exclamation HY, we will get the hype cheer.
Well, now I want to try it.
Oh, you didn't know I have a buttload of...
Hey.
Hey! Oh, there's your fancy founder badge!
Oh, I have oh, yeah, I do. Hey.
Hey! You even have a sword.
I do. Wait,
I...
I do. Oh my god. Wait a minute. What?
You didn't know you had a sword?
That didn't even like hit me that was still
You're funny.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So let's see. I wonder.
You right, Croc, you right.
Yeah, Croc says it's all based on how relatable we are with the people younger or older, and it just really is. I think, oh my gosh, like I do understand the frustrations. Like, for example, I understand the frustrations that older generations have with millennials, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I need you to guys understand that we really just we unfortunately don't live in the same world. And I when I say unfortunately, I mean like the good stuff, obviously, like
The good old days.
the certain good things about, the past or
Oops.
whatever.
I'm like fading away in this camera. Hang on. Okay.
So it was really frustrating, growing up, and you know, your mom would be like, "You're 18. Why aren't you moved out with a job like I did?" And I'm like, "Because apartments aren't $5 a month anymore, mom." Like, and nobody's hiring anywhere. So
Just to give you a little perspective,
yeah.
this house was purchased for 700,000 90s. It
Oh
is now
wow.
worth 1.4 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was worth that much in the '90s, gee.
In the
In the
90s.
'90s, yeah. So, oh my goodness,
And that
you'll
is why
have to
I
tell
live at
me.
home.
You'll have to tell me later on where that is. So, yeah.
I wonder where.
I mean, I didn't want to put you on blast on the stream. Like, hey, reveal your location to the world.
I mean, I keep joking, like, well, if I dox myself, no one can dox me after.
I was accidentally doxed once by not like the whole shebang, but like somebody did say like my full legal name on mine and like referenced it to my username, and I was like, can you not please? And they did it by complete like mistake, like they just weren't really thinking about it, but I had to let somebody know to tell them like that's not please no.
Like the name that's on all your legal documents. Ooh.
Like the name that's on my birth certificate. Like, hey, and I know they didn't do it on purpose, like it was an honest mistake, but I was
Yeah.
just like yeah.
Because
But
once they got that, they can hack everything.
I didn't draw attention to it though, because it's like once you like freak out about it and all that, that's when people are gonna notice, hey, this is the thing here. It's like something happened, so now we're gonna pay attention to it.
No, just
And
honestly, if that happens, just play dumb
yeah,
and be like, the only Chinese.
yep. Knee howdy, knee
Me
howdy, y'all.
howdy!
That was a dumb joke I told my teacher. I was like, hey, teacher, how does a Chinese cowboy say hello? He's like, what? I said knee howdy. He was just like, I don't understand this joke.
Nawa does the same thing. When Nawa was learning Japanese, she told me all the funny stuff she did. It was hilarious.
I am definitely a class clown. I was most definitely the class clown. Like I had some teachers who loved me and some teachers who hated me. Like
It's time
But
to
it's just because I'm
yomu
like,
this
hey, you
drink.
know, yes.
Nala, please, into the chat. All of them. All of them. It's so funny.
Yes.
I think my favorite. We were telling like native Japanese speakers these jokes even. Sorry, go on.
No, that's like
You
when
like inhaled, and I
when
was
you
like,
can tell a joke that makes like a native speaker of that language laugh like that. I think you're doing well. Like, yeah.
have you ever heard Oyasumi na sleep?
See, Kizushi Dayo says, "Did you yoru the homework we had to do last night?"
What does yoru mean?
I don't know what yoru is.
Nawa,
I
what
know what
is
yomu
yoru?
is. Wait, no, isn't that read? Like yonde, all that. I
Yonde,
think that's
yoru. Oh,
read.
if
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
call yoru is read.
See?
Did you
Yeah, I got it
yoru the
right.
homework?
Yeah, I know some of these words. Yeah. For
Ah.
a second, I was like, wait a minute, what is that do? I don't think that's do because do is something else, but it comes back to you eventually.
Did you tabe this bread?
I top ate the hell out of this bread.
Let's get this bread.
This bread. Speaking of bread, I have had wait. I don't know if I should say that on stream. I've
Uh-oh.
had a wonderful year on the stock market. Let's just put it that way.
Ah, I remember that. I remember
Yeah,
that.
not even a year, just like
I had this like
3
anonymous friend.
months.
I had this anonymous friend who did exactly what you did.
Yeah, it was 100% luck. She says I need to kiru these things for my project. Is that like
Is
listen to?
Kiru? Or
I
is it
think
like,
that's
I
is
need to
that listen
kill
to?
these things for my project?
I'm gonna guess listen.
I thought it was, I need to Kiru these things.
Kizu, don't leave us hanging.
Kiru has two meanings if I recall. One is to
One is to
wear
wear and one is to cut.
Kiru.
Why would you need to cut these things for your project? Oh,
To
maybe
put
it's a
together a
diagram.
diagram.
Yeah, diorama.
Or even like
And
magazine
then
spread.
they're gonna wear the diorama.
No, wear as in you have to Kiru, like find clothing that's period appropriate.
I think something that's helped me to study these other languages is realize that they do the same things that we do in English because it's just something that's common in language, period. Because in English, we have all these like homonyms and synonyms and all that stuff. And you're just like, okay, yeah, it's perfectly normal that this word means 7 different things or that these 8 words all sound the same but mean something, different. But then when I come across like a homonym in another language, I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do this? They have one word that means 4 different things. Why? And I'm just like, dude, they do that in your language too. You just already know it, so you don't even think about it. And it's like,
I can't believe I
oh,
have to Hanasu for the project next class.
I can't
OMG.
believe that I have to talk for the project next class. OMG.
Oh. Oh, you got the
Yeah.
context clues. You got it.
No, I know. Hanasu.
I don't know Hanasu. I don't know any of them.
Hanashimasu. Hanaseru. Like,
I
I
don't
know.
know that.
I know
I only
Hanasu.
know Irashimasen.
Hanasu is like shwo.
I don't know that one.
Shwo?
Because
Am I saying that right?
my first language is Cantonese.
Oh yeah. That was Mandarin. I forgot. I'm
That's why I
sorry.
have to learn everything that
If
backwards.
I wrote the character though, you'd know what I was talking about. Let me see if I
No,
can
I would not, because I would have
do
to
this
look
on
it
my
up.
keyboard. Oh.
I would have to look it up. I look everything up.
Uh okay, so there you go. That's the simplified one though. That's not the one that they would use in Japanese.
We read traditional.
I
Cantonese, we read
know.
traditional.
So some traditional I know, and then some other ones I'm like, I have no idea. Mom asked me to shimas the dishes and I don't want to. Says mom asked me to do the dishes and I don't want to. See, I know shima. Yeah.
Shimasu. Wash the
Yeah.
dishes?
No, to do the dishes.
But wouldn't it be wash?
It would, but
Or,
I just know that shimas is due.
so we must
Like I don't
shimash all the things.
yeah, I don't think in Japanese you say do the dishes like we do, but
Oh,
it would definitely be wash of the dishes.
let me think in Chinese how we phrase it, like what grammatically how it goes. Though I think if it's not that way, then it's like Korean, where it might be more less direct, kind of like
Yeah.
how French is less direct with the weather. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hey, how do you say Happy New Year in Cantonese again?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Because I remember in elementary school they were like,
See ya,
"Hey,
Croc.
how you
Thanks for
say?"
coming by.
So long, Croc. I remember in like the second grade they taught us that Happy New Year in Chinese was like Gong Hei Fa Choi or
Oh,
something.
gong hei fatsoi.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, when you have like a Midwestern white lady who doesn't speak Chinese at all teaching you this, she's saying it wrong, you're saying it wrong, everybody's learning it wrong.
It's
Like,
fine. I learned French from a
yeah.
white gay Texan, and he was the best teacher ever.
Like basically we were being taught Cantonese by Peggy Hill. So but you know, I don't know. I know in Mandarin it's 新年快乐. And then there's
新年
also
快乐,
there's
yeah.
also there's also 恭喜发财, but I don't remember what that means. I just know the phrase like 恭喜发财,红包拿来. And it's like
恭喜发财, lai si dao loi.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah, there you
Chinese.
go.
Here's your red money.
Is that red mini?
It's
But yeah.
the lai si is actually have. Where's that? Oh my god! Look, lai
Hey,
si. Hey,
actually,
what's it say? What's it say? It's oh my god! It's fading out.
isn't it foo?
Fought? Does that mean fought?
Foo? I
What
don't
is
know,
foo?
maybe. I can't remember if it's foo or fa.
I think fought is the Kanto way.
Yeah, I just know that I always see that character and I'm like, yeah, I know what it means, but
Am I
like
bought fought? It's rhyming.
no, it's not fa, it's jeez. I don't know.
What is this character? I don't even know. Okay, so it goes
Well,
one,
wait, let's
two,
figure
three,
this out.
four.
Let's figure this out.
One.
Show it to me.
Okay, so this is how it looks. So you have to look at the stroke order, right?
Okay,
Just imagine that's
I
very sloppy handwriting. That's how you can tell the stroke order.
here bring it
It's
closer to the screen.
it's left
Oh
to
geez,
it's reversed
so like
because it's mirrored, right?
no, it's right to
Is
me.
it right?
In the Zoom call it's right. On the stream it's
On the
backwards,
stream,
but
it's
on the Zoom
backwards.
call
I'm
it's
looking
right.
at the
Yeah.
stream.
It's like this and then like
Can
this
I mirror it on the stream? Hang on, let me figure out if I
and
can
then
do that.
like there's some things up here. Oh wait, I found it. I
Uh,
got it.
hang on, let me
Yeah, it
transform
is
this.
foo, I think.
Edit transform. Oh, it's locked. Hang on one second. Unlock and edit transform. Rotate 180. Oops, sorry, upside down.
No.
Transform. Rotate 180 again.
It's
Flip
it's
horizontal. Hang on.
it's
Flip horizontal. Bam. Okay, now
yeah,
we.
it is. I found it. It's
What is it?
foo and it means
Fu is what?
good fortune, blessings, happiness.
It means all the goddamn things.
Yeah, but it's yeah, it's foo.
Fu? In
Yeah.
Mandarin or?
In Mandarin and Cantonese, I have no idea, but that's what
Let
the
me look it up.
internet is for.
Let me look it up.
Yeah. We're gonna go to our good friend
Google-san, arigatou
Google.
gozaimasu.
Arigato. See, when they give you Chinese, but they don't let you pick like
Ah.
Mandarin
Mm-hmm. I know,
or
right?
fucking
That's why I have to
yeah.
learn everything through Japanese.
Or wait, oh, here we go. Let's see. Foo. No, not that foo.
That's why we don't say it.
This.
That's why nobody knows it. Cause it's fook.
Oh, it's fook. That's not the word. Oh my god.
Here, I
Google,
have it for
you're
you. I have it for you. Boom, right there.
okay.
Take a look at that.
Oh, it says foo for you guys too. Oh wait, hold on. I'm clicking. I'm
Click this
clicking.
URL and take a look at
Oh,
all of
fook.
it.
I see it now. Yep.
So you have the Cantonese romanization, otherwise known
Good
as.
fortune, happiness, blessing will. I would say in general, a fook probably does do that for some people.
What is a
But
fook to you? What is a fook to you? Oh, oh, oh! Thank goodness we have 18 on. 18, 18 only.
we do. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
This is an M-rated stream brought to you
It just
live.
became one.
Hello, John Bonsai. How goes?
Happy Friday to you as well. How
Happy
would you say
fucking
Happy
Friday to
Friday?
you.
Yes. Happy, good, fortunate, prosperous Friday. How would you say Happy Friday in Cantonese?
Happy Friday. That's I don't even know. I think it would be because if you want to say Friday, it's Sinke. So day
Yeah,
would be
like yeah.
and then how do you say happy? Ho is good. That's all I know.
I'm I like I said, I'm not an expert, but I'm gonna guess that it would be like Joe Quila.
Joe Quila.
No, Joe because it's like that. It's like a more, I guess, formal way of saying Friday, and then add the Quila
See,
in English. Okay, Google says it's Happy Friday.
can you put the opinion in the chat so I can read it actually?
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
I'm gonna put that in here.
It's language hour with BootyFarts22.
No, it's not. I don't know who told
Joe
you that.
Wu Quila.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look here. How do we working but lurking? Oh, John's gonna learn Chinese with us. Okay, Zhou Wu Kuai Le.
Not quite.
It's not
It's
Kuai.
quite.
It's
Quite.
Kuai. Kuai
Quila.
Le. Kuai Le.
But like I said, I haven't done this in years, so I'm probably embarrassing myself on
No, no, no. This is
a
how I
wide
learn how to
scale.
speak. This is how I learn how to speak.
Yeah.
Because this
Like
is.
my ability to speak was fine like 7 years ago, but not
Hmm.
anymore. Cause you know you don't use it, you
Let me
lose it.
teach you
So
something though. Cantonese is a spoken language. It's an oral language. The
yeah.
written stuff is all just like, who even knows? Because remember, literacy, writing was used by the elite scholar class.
Yeah.
And so if you go to the village, people run around being like, "Hoi, give us your rent. Like pay your taxes to the government." That's what the scholars did, right?
Yeah.
And then people are
You
like,
know,
"Why should I pay you? I'm working the fields. If I wasn't working the fields, you wouldn't eat. Shut your mouth."
it's funny. So earlier in the stream, somebody said that that was a chonky mug. I think it was Croc who said that. He said that is a massive mug. And the thing is, I didn't see your mug. So I thought they were talking about my face because I'm like, well, I do have a big head, but like shit, dude. And then now somebody here said that is a nice chunky mug. And I thought they were talking about my face again, only because I didn't see your mug. So I was like,
Oh my god, you know
okay.
how close of a typo chonky is? Ooh, that would have been
Oh my god, that is like one key off on the
one key off from an international incident.
yeah. One key off from an international disaster. It's like considering you're a mod, I'm guessing you just misclick. Oh
Hang on,
my
I'm sorry.
goodness.
I think I might be too loud. Oh, surprise me. Thank you. My usual, the Air Force roll. Sorry.
Ew, Air Force.
Have you had that before?
No, I'm saying you Air Force because me being in the Navy, we rag on the Air Force all the time.
So you rag on Joe all the time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not all the time, but every once in a while, I do rib him for it. But that's just something you do as service members, like you shit on each other's branch. But like, I mean, we all like each other, but we also like just make fun of each other constantly. Especially the Space Force. No one acknowledges that.
The Space Force? Like like
Yes.
like NASA Space Force?
No, like they made a sixth branch of the military called the Space
You're
Force. You didn't
pulling
know
my
this?
leg. You're pulling my
I
leg.
I wish I was.
I don't believe you. Show me citations. Give me a
I,
website.
I like the way you think. Yes, the Space Force doesn't exist.
The spaceport does not exist.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Space Force does not exist. So
What
let's
kind of
see.
what kind of threats are we fighting out in space, sir?
Like fucking Thanos and
Oh, oh
yeah.
oh. God, you right.
Oh wait, was I not supposed to say that?
You weren't supposed to say that. Now all the kids are
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways, moving on.
Yes, moving on. Okay. Let's see. Do you or does anyone who's in chat have any interesting questions that they would like my opinion on, even though my opinion is worth a penny and a pile of poop? Hmm. I'm trying to think. There was something that I saw that I was like, huh. But I can't remember what I went, huh, to. I don't know. I sometimes when I think about doing voice acting and stuff, like I'll just look in the mirror and I'm like, dude, you don't have the voice for this. Like,
You do.
but the thing is, like, maybe,
Have
maybe,
you
but
looked
I
at the
know
entirety of that I want to be a voice actor site?
I have not. Um, I'll admit I haven't done much now because I know that it won't be another, 2.5 years before I can really even get started on anything. So
Sorry, I was like,
I don't get me wrong. I know that with training and coaching and workshops and everything, I know I'm definitely gonna get better. It's just how like every once in a while you're just like, I can't do anything. Just every once in a while, like you're like you're normally here, and then sometimes you're like,
yep, yep.
and you're just, and then you go back. Wow, the contrast between the back of my hand and the front is like,
Stop!
wow, like
No!
oh my god, is it the lighting? Gee,
It's because of all the technology we're using. We don't even know how to like coordinate all that stuff. It's like that's light. It's hailing. Oh shit!
yes. Oh, snap! It's Greg Chun, the
Greg
man
Chun's here. Are you
himself.
freaking? Oh god! It's Greg Chun.
Like, it's so weird. We were literally just talking about voice acting, and then out of nowhere, Greg Chun, VA extraordinaire. I see you too, Greg Chun. Thank goodness my mic is here because I had a little bit of drool come down here, and I was like, "Hey, nobody could see it, but I'm gonna let you know that it was there." Yeah, you know what's funny, Greg? You said it's cool to finally see what I look like, but I what was it? Both Joe and I were on Lucy Pole's Immigrant Jam stream as contestants, and a lot of people in chat were like, "Whoa, this is the first time we've seen you," and I'm like, "Really? I didn't know that. I thought I'd been. I guess I'd been on the show a lot, but the people on that side, of the internet hadn't seen me there. So for a lot of them, they're like, this is the first time we've really seen you. So I don't mean to be a mystery, Greg. I don't know. I'm just at a point where I'm like, I don't really have anything that's worth sharing at this point in time. So I just kind of chill until like, hey, guys, I got this thing. Which reminds me, I actually do have something that I am a part of that I can't talk about right now. It's a small role, but it's still a role nonetheless, and I'm happy about it. Yes, Greg, the NDA Club. I'm waiting for my card in the mail. Yes, Ran. How is San Fran?
I hate it. I hate it.
That's why I picked this background, man, because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be in San Fran with you in solidarity.
What do you call San Francisco in Mandarin?
Uh, there's actually two names for it. Uh, and I don't remember. Wait, I think okay. One is like, is it San Fan Sure?
Okay.
I I'll tell you this much, Joe.
Joe, who's Joe here?
Oh my god! I'll tell you this much, Greg. We just had a whole conversation about like me and Mandarin that you missed, but at there was a time in my life where I did speak full Mandarin, yes, but right now is not that time. So I mean, I'm sure if I
He's
did
fluent.
some classes again, like I'd pick it up again, but right now I don't.
He's
But
fluent.
there's two ways to say San Francisco. One of them was San Fan Sure, and then the other one is like, oh my god, what is the other way to say San Francisco? Because there's like the more modern way to say it, which is San Francisco, and then there's like the old name that they had for it that I cannot remember right now.
Do you
But
want
like
me to
that was
look?
just yeah. Let's look it up. Because that like when we learned it, we learned a whole bunch of stuff. Like it was 8 hours a day for a year and a half, nothing but Chinese. And actually, I do not stream at all, Greg. If that's what you're referring to, I don't at all.
I'm sorry,
I'm
I
just here as a
could not
guest
find
today.
the name. I found the original name of the Mexican settlement that became San Francisco.
Like I mean, I don't mind like showing up on other people's streams, Greg, but just me myself, I don't have the time to do that. I mean, maybe someday, but oh, it's Jujin Shan. That's what it is. Like I don't. So Greg is asking me what keeps me so busy. Well, let's see. Uh, I moderate a lot of other people's streams. Like I moderate for Joe Zija. I moderate for uh Carolina Ravassa. She's the voice of Sombra in Overwatch. I moderate for um um Johnny Cruz. He's also in Overwatch. And you know what's funny? Like Greg, I remember when you were looking for mods, I was like, you know what? I don't think I can do it because like I'm already modding for someone. And then I ended up modding for like four different people after that. And the thing is, like, I ended up burning out though. Like, I used to mod for Lucy Pole, but then I had to stop doing that. And I was because I was just getting too burnt out. Like, I was trying to be in too many places at once and really biting off more than I could chew. So it was like I went to work, did my full-time job, and then each day of the week I was modding for a different person, but then I was also doing like VO workshops and like also doing this other stuff. And then eventually I was like, so I had to take a break from the whole internet for like 2 weeks or so, and
Two
then slowly,
weeks.
yeah, and then slowly came back, and then I had to tell some people like, "Hey, you know, it's been great doing this, and I've really enjoyed it here, but I've definitely, you know, tried to do too like more than I could handle. So I thank you for the experience, and I thank you for the time, but I have to give this up if I want to remain sane." And honestly, Greg, the only reason I don't want to say the only reason, but a big reason that I didn't come mod for you was because your stream was at 11 p.m. my time the day before I had to go to work. So I was just like, that's not gonna work. But yeah. But it I've greatly like the times that I could catch your stream though, Greg. I enjoyed it because music is something that I'm interested in. I've always been interested in like composing for games and such. Like ever since I was a kid, like I still remember, learning how to play the piano with one finger, and like I didn't even call the notes, C, D, E, F, G. I called them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would play using math. I'm like, oh, if I press all the odd numbers, it sounds like this. If I press all the even numbers, it sounds like that. And you use the same program that I use, and you're doing something that I want to do. So it's just like your streams, when I catch them, they've been super informative and they make me feel more confident about what I'm trying to do in the future. So, yep. Let's see. I gotta go overseas for a little bit cuz duty calls, but then when I'm done with that, I'm coming back to Southern California and then I will be there for a very long time, and that's when I'm going to pursue music and acting, not entirely full time, but close to full time. We do. Wait, hold on, because I am in your Discord server, Greg. I just I didn't know we had the let me go there now. See, I'm looking. Okay, I see it now. Music and composing. All right. Okay, so now I gotta now I gotta make something and put it there and see what happens. And it was cool to more or less meet you too, Greg. I remember I actually did sign up to meet you once for like a con thing, and then I totally forgot the time, and I ended up not meeting. But it's what it is. It's whatever. But thank you. I'll see you around. Yes, Kizu, you missed Greg Chun by mere seconds, milliseconds, one might even say. Wait a minute. Our host has disappeared. Ren? Ren. Ren. Okay, so I guess I am the host of the show now. Hello, and welcome to Bladed Stream. I'm BootyFarts22, and I'm going to be entertaining you for a moment until Ren returns. Here on this stream, I have nothing to promote except being a decent human being and not being a dick. In the words of the great Andrea Toyas, be rad, don't be a dick. Do the Disney Channel look. Let's see. Hi, I'm BootyFarts22, and you're watching Disney Channel. Ren, come back. You can't leave me here.
I'm sorry, I got really anxious. I'm
You
back.
did? Oh, sorry.
I was really, really nervous. I came back.
Oh, was it because of Greg?
uh, little bit.
Ah, I was trying to keep your show from being pulled off the air.
It's I have to focus on one thing, right? Either it's like chat, but then I want to focus on you because it's about you having space to do
Yeah,
your thing, and it's confusing to focus on right now, even though because like I didn't prepare for this very well.
it's I couldn't tell.
Really?
Yeah,
Um, I I dropped the ball. I didn't market it well. I wasn't promoting it well either.
it's fine. Like I'm. Who am I?
You're you're
Like,
you're cool.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, what have I done though? Like, I've had writer's block for like months. Like,
That's
I
kind of
don't
how it
know.
goes, though. Like you just get through the writer's block. You're like, I'm gonna write crap. And just write.
Yeah, and then just one day it's like Eureka, and then like I'll come up with like awesome. It's like, I swear, the further I am from my equipment, the better ideas I come up with. But when I'm sitting in front of my computer, in front of my keyboard, blank, and I'm just like,
It's
oh,
that kind of like being at the whiteboard feeling. Have you heard of
I have not.
there's this thing they talk about the
Hello,
technical hello,
hybrid. Welcome
hybrid, welcome
back.
back. The technical interview is when you're at the whiteboard and they say, "Now code by hand."
That's when you tell them to code these nuts. Hey man, I'm not doing this bullshit code by hand thing. You give me a computer, and I'm gonna do this thing. I don't know. I know nothing about coding, so I can't tell you.
Um, I mean, it's hard because everybody is coding, and
Mhm.
testing for coding is hard.
The only thing I know about coding is code switching.
Yo, that's programming right there, code switching.
Is it?
Yeah, it is,
How?
and that is why I had an anxiety attack.
Oh, I'll I'll show you what code switching is later. uh, no,
What
no,
is
no.
code switching in
Hey,
this
hey, check,
context?
check, check this out. Do you like curry?
Yes.
Curry is my jam. Like, I don't care whether it's Indian, Thai, Japanese. I freaking love curry. And I'm so excited when I get out there. I'm gonna like eat so much curry that I'm gonna die from sodium overload. Yes, Kizu has put it very succinctly. Code switching is basically your normal self versus your professional self.
Oops.
It's like if I were to you know, if you were to call me on the phone, I'd be like, "Hey, yo, what's up, Ren?" And then if I were to call, uh Enterprise Rent a Car, and then I'm like, "Hi, hello. I'm gonna be in the Los Angeles area next weekend, and I was trying to rent a car." You're not gonna call the business and be like saying wild shit on the phone. Unless that's what you do when you call businesses. Do you call businesses and say wild shit on the phone, right?
um, there is method acting.
There is.
I'll give you that one, method acting. Have you heard about Aquafina? Her
I
drama role?
have her drama role. No, I have not. Or maybe I have.
You sound like you're like, of course I've heard of this, but tell me more.
No, well, because when you said, "Have I heard of Aquafina?" I was like, "Yes, I have." And then when you said her drama role, I was like, "No, I have not." But then I thought about it. I was like, "Wait, I heard about something regarding Aquafina recently, so maybe I have." I don't know.
I saw a news article about he was thinking of the water prince.
I was not thinking of the water. I was thinking of Aquafina, like AWK
H2O. It's what we
or
all
AK
need.
AKWA Fina.
This
Yeah,
is
like
why
I
boys
know.
be thirsty.
I know who you're talking about, Keith.
Wait, what?
What? So what about Aquafina?
She was in this drama and people were criticizing her, being like, why are you just now taking drama roles when you kind of built yourself up appropriating black culture?
I have seen those criticisms of Aquafina regarding that, like regarding her behavior and like the way she acts and stuff. But regarding this, like I can't really sp- I can't speak on as well on it as I would like to because I don't know enough about the whole thing that's happening. So I tend to not want to learn a little bit about something and just be like, "Oh, well, this is what I think." Like, I like to sit back, listen, read up a bit and then determine how I feel about something more or less. Like there's a whole rabbit hole I could go down and all, but I would have to be in a space where I'm sure that everybody is uh open to listening, having a discussion, and really figuring out how and why we feel the ways that we do about certain things, you know.
Oh,
Yep. Because I mean, I've done that. I've done that at my job sometimes, where like people feel a certain way about something, and then I, instead of like getting mad and angry or like trying to fight back, I just sit them down and say like, hey, well, let's talk about why you feel this way or how you got to this conclusion. And like, sometimes I can change people's minds about things or make them think about something else. Or sometimes we don't come to a consensus, but I can tell that I've made them consider some sides of something that they didn't think about. I remember specifically regarding and I'm not sure how to say this because like this is like, what do you call it, like a legal, these are like legal eggshells for me. But I
oh,
remember someone was talking about I want to say someone who used to live in the White House. And they said that, hey, I like this person because they just say what's on their mind, and I appreciate that about them. And I said, is it that they say what's on their mind, or is it that they say what's on your mind that you like so much? And they were like, huh, I had not considered that. I said, yeah, that might be something you want to think about, because I would say that most people say what's on their mind, but if they're saying something you don't like, you don't feel that same way about them. So is it really the fact that somebody says what's on your mind that's what you like about them? Because say that you were saying a bunch of stuff that I liked, and I was down with and agreed with, and I was like, yeah, I like Rin because Rin says what's on their mind. And then Kizu said a lot of things that was also on their mind, but it was stuff that I didn't like or didn't agree with. Shouldn't I also like Kizu for saying what's on their mind? And if I don't, why is that? I need to ask myself that. I need to do some self reflection, you know? So, there's another guy where he's like, hey, I don't like XYZ type of people. And I say, well, why is that? Say, oh, it's because of this, and that. And I say, hey, well, have you considered one, two, and three? And they're like, huh, and
there's too
I like
much
to
on
be
my
someone
mind.
that I can see that. I like to be someone that people feel safe approaching with questions that they're really trying to understand. Like, I don't want to be the type of person where, and this is just me, and this isn't a dig at anybody, like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be the type of person where if somebody's like, hey, regarding your community or whatever, what's going on with this? I don't want to be the person who's like, bro, go fucking Google it. Like, I don't have to tell you shit. Like, or, be hostile or whatever. I want people to be able to come to me and say, hey, I'm really trying to learn about XYZ, and I have these questions and I don't understand, and I need somebody to talk to about it. And I want to be able to be that person to say, okay, we'll sit down and we'll talk about it, and we'll see where you are, see how you feel,
My head
see
hurts.
if you know do you need me to rub your head? Because I can't. Even though we're both in San Francisco, we're miles away.
Stop, you're not my dad.
But yeah,
I actually have no idea how old you are now.
I am definitely not old enough to be your dad. I'm old enough to be your older brother, your older adopted brother. Or else, what, do your parents have some explaining to do?
I mean, we all all
But
came from Africa if you look trace it, right?
I suppose so. Yeah,
These are making things
yeah.
up in history now.
I don't know, but I think we all definitely came from the same place because like I don't think everybody just appeared in different places. I don't know. Alien conspiracy. Who knows? Like, what if we were put here by some alien race as like an old experiment and they forgot about us and we've just been here for like millennia? Who knows? I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like to be the type of person where I'm like, hey, I understand that some conversations about certain things are definitely uncomfortable, not gonna lie, but we're going to have them if we want to be able to advance and fix problems and solve things and
Nope,
come to.
I'm anxious. I'm anxious again. Why?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry,
No,
I'm
no, 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 you're fine.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I think I've just been like, I can't calibrate right now. Everything makes me nervous.
Well, I have a question for you.
What's up?
How is your family? And isn't it time for you to go see them now?
We ran over. How did time go so
We
fast?
definitely, I don't know, but I looked at the time earlier and I was like, I should tell her it's time to go. And then next thing I know, 13 minutes went by.
All
So
right,
yeah,
we're
go
we're
go ahead and
gonna
do
we're
that.
gonna we're gonna yeah. So now I know what one of my bad days looks like on stream. This is definitely a I am too stressed to do this. So now we know.
Hey.
Hey,
Well, I know what'll help you de-stress, but I'll tell you that after the stream.
I don't want to know now. Not on
It's not
stream.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm scared.
It's not it's not.
You can see how stressed I am. Anyways,
Well, hey, thanks you all for coming.
thank you everybody for coming. I hate this. This happened the first time we did it too. Like you hung out with me and then you were so good about doing all the things. I'm just like deer in headlights.
Honestly, it's only because I took a nap earlier. Because I've been up for a long time, so and I was like so tired, and I was like, if I want to do well on Ren stream, I better go to sleep.
I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep.
Yes, like Hybrid says, rest, deep breaths, and like Kizu says, naps do wonders. And that's one of those weird English things where it's the same word
You said
twice,
doo doo
but
on
like different.
stream.
Poopy.
Dodo.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I should words English hard,
Yes.
brain
Here, I'll,
tired,
I'll, I'll,
sleepy.
I'll. You want me to close out for you?
Please.
All right.
Uh,
Hey, thank you all for coming to the stream. Ren and I really appreciate it, and we appreciate you all sitting here and watching us ramble and talk about things. Kizu, hybrid, what was the other one? Croc. I know Croc was here, and I know we had Greg and some other peoples, but John Bonsai, and thank you all for being here. I appreciate it, and I know well. Ren's going to be all right. You all have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are, and we will see you on the flip.